Hello, my name is Brian, this is Football Manager 22, and we're back in Malia, opening in on the mailbox. And first minor thing is we're looking at the results of the most recent election. Javier Martinez had been our president for the last 8 years, something like that. I believe he had 2 terms, but he has been deposed for some reason by Nacho Alcala. He's saying he's not going to make any changes. I don't know why we're changing presidents if we're not going to make any changes, but, that's how it be. Showing off the email for the Youth European Championship. We are doing very good in it. I mean, that is not really a surprise. Quadri Ekong. Oh, look at all those up arrows. I love this young man. Our right back of the future, hopefully. Pick up that pace and acceleration, young man, and job be yours forever. But he is terrific on the back line. James Bassi had a bit of a minor injury, but he's still back. And while, again, he's not the paciest player, he's very smart and offers some key technical attributes. And we actually have some underrated attacking players. Jose Vicente is a 1.5 current ability and 3.5 to 4.5 star attacking potential ability as a left winger, left inside forward, left inverted winger. You gotta love the picture. This guy is 15 and the picture's Buck's shoulder. But yeah, he presents some offensive creativity. Victoriano Perez is a 1.5 player at striker. Technically attacking midfielder who plays the striker. I don't know if we have a true striker on the roster. This guy has some pace. That's what he has going for him. But yeah, we have already clinched our getting out of the group stage here with the youth side. 13 points, 4 wins and a draw. Inter is on 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses. So it's basically anyone's game. Similar way, though not going our way, in the Champions League. Inter and Bayern are both on 9 points. We are on 4. Dynamo Kiev is on 1. We knew this was going to be a tough group with both Inter and Bayern in it. Dynamo Kiev, unfortunately, they took that draw off of us previously. It was a home game for them, so I get it on one level. On the other, we really needed the points. We did beat Inter to start the campaign, and we've lost in the middle frame to Bayern 0-2 both times. Bayern is a juggernaut. But Inter did beat Bayern in their first meeting. So we're playing here. This is game 5. We're playing Dynamo Kiev, and Inter plays Bayern. We need 2 wins. 2 wins is the only way we make it out of the Champions League group stage and into the knockouts. Now, obviously, if we take 3rd, we drop down into the Europa League, so it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I forgot about that very briefly, I'll admit, and was like, oh, it's going to be terrible. We're just falling out and doing nothing in the second half of the year. But assume we can hold 3rd, we will at least make the Europa League. So we need win-win against Kiev and Inter Milan. It's interesting that they say Inter's already qualified, because I can definitely construct scenarios where Inter doesn't make it. I feel like I can. If Bayern beats them, Bayern goes to 12, Inter goes to 9. If we beat Dynamo Kiev, we go to 7. Our last game's against Inter. We beat Inter, we go to 10, Inter goes to 9. Bayern's already on 12. Inter's out. So, and if they draw this game and we win the last week, then we all end up on 10 points, and it gets really ugly. The tiebreak is results within the group, I think. In which case, I think it would go to Bayern in that scenario, having beat us twice and drawn with Inter. So that'd be 7 points within the little group. Well, we would have 2 wins over Inter, and Inter would have a win over Bayern and a draw. And then theoretically, if Bayern goes through there, then it goes to head-to-head, and we beat Inter twice, and we still get in. I think. So, trying to puzzle that out, but we have to win both of our games. It's as simple as that. Over in La Liga, as you can see, we're doing solidly third. We kind of dipped down there for a little bit. Taking a look at the schedule, let's get rid of things that aren't La Liga. Hate how it does that. Really wish it would stay where it was. So what, we shoot off this 0-0 draw against Valencia, probably. I think that sounds right. Valencia, gotta hate him. But he came back and beat Betis and Atletico, a very good Atletico team, just dominated them. And a draw at Barcelona will take that. Here's an ugly loss at Bilbao. So that happened. Kasama got sent off in the 82nd minute, which was a penalty. Kasama also gave up a yellow card in, I think, the 4th minute. A foul right at the top of the box that was converted. So Kasama just had a terrible game. The fact that he only has a 6.3 is just, he deserves a much lower rating. Babangida deserves a better rating than that because, again, 2 of the goals are particularly strictly Kasama's fault. 2 straight draws, one against Levante, which is not who you want to draw against. Anu got himself sent off in the 76th minute, and they scored in the 88th against 10 men. It happens. It just back-to-back games getting people sent off. Very frustrating. And then 2-2 draw against Villarreal. Not my favorite thing, but I generally live with it. We've steadied the ship since then. 2-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. Not happy with the offense. Would like to see more goals than 3 straight 1-0 wins, especially over teams like Granada and Gijón. But you take what you can get. And the defense has obviously really clamped down and not really allowed anything. We did certainly have a slate of injuries that we've had to deal with. And see why. We're finally getting healthy. Charles Abbey is still out. I think he's entered the rehab phase of his injury. Everyone else is back, is fit, but we've certainly had a variety of players who've spent time on the bench. Usually during the international windows, I try to schedule a match to keep people fresh. I haven't scheduled matches this year. I don't want to risk people getting injured. I just want to get people time off to make sure they're healthy, because again, we're just running a thinner bench than I would frankly like, but what can you do? So yeah, I think that covers it so far. Obviously, being the end of November, we haven't made any transfer moves. I keep scouting Innocent Makalane. He still doesn't have an interest in moving yet. Maybe that'll change come January. Probably not. Fingers crossed it'll happen during the summer window. So yeah, we're 2 points back in La Liga. We need a win-win in Champions League. And this is, the first round of the Copa del Rey. We don't enter till the 3rd round. Doesn't really matter. And the Supercopa de España comes in January, which we really didn't need the extra games. But we'll be playing Barcelona then. All right, so let's take it to this very important match against Dynamo Kiev. I'm not sure exactly how it'll go in terms of airing this versus... I think I'll be showing this, and then theoretically, hopefully, the decisive match against Inter as well. But I'm not quite sure. Obviously, if we fail to get our win here, then I guess there's not really a point necessarily in showing the Inter match, except it might be necessary to, show that we actually... are getting to go to the Europa League and not sent down, not out of continental football entirely. Theoretically, a loss would both put us and Kiev on 4 points, and Kiev would have the head-to-head tiebreaker, since they would be on win-draw. Now they would have the unenviable task of playing Bayern in the final game while we would play Inter, so a single point against Inter would then break that tie and put us back into Europa spots. But yeah, let's just focus on getting the win here. Chad Daniels comes out away with it, plays it up to Yusuf, plays into the middle. Hamidi comes away with it. Not really sure what he was thinking. Hamidi should not be taking that shot. 5 minutes in, we are the only ones who've really created opportunities. 92% pass completion. They've on 70%. Ball dispatched from Jim, but played back to Sammy. Jim plays it forward, looking for Daniels, finds him. Lays it into Benedict Issa. Nah, just wide. Like the thought. Maybe another touch and dribble. We've dominated possession 77% of the time. They've had 22. Players not used to the balmy conditions here in Africa in November, as opposed to, Ukraine. And there it is. Sessegnon plays it across. Theo Jim goes up and gets it. Please let it count. Well, we need the good start. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with this one. So, of course, they disallow it. Theo, buddy, step 1 foot back. Allegedly. Okay, he was pretty far offsides. The center back drifts back to catch up with him. Maybe it was a wing back, but at the time of the strike, pretty clearly offsides, unfortunately. Daniels, Isa plays the forward looking for Santos. Santos on the run out, beating his man, one-on-one with the keeper. Why do you play it near post there, Jeffrey? That's far post all day. Yusuf will take the in-swinger for us. And nothing really comes of it. So luckily we're going to be the race up and get the first one there. Sessegnon plays it back out to Yusuf. Into Sessegnon. Passes back to Hamidi. And yuck. Just kind of lumps it in traffic. They're going to come away with it. Sama runs it down. Plays it up to Sammy. Really tight on the sideline, not giving him many options. Plays it back to Kasama, to Jim. Kone here, playing out on the left wing. Aristide. Sammy pokes it up to Kone. Does a good job beating his man. Long ball forward to Jim. It's about all you can do with Jim's case there. Find the ability to put it on frame. Keeper saves, but knocks it out of bounds. And Yusuf, another in-swinger. Hamidi, love the effort. Did a good job getting in on it. Heads it over the net. Series of headers, and they come away with possession. Are they allowed to possess the ball? I really don't think they are. This is very strange. Semenyuk, back to Shepelev, Stepanov, Kosamano. Kosamano plays it out to Levenko, but Sessegnon comes in and dispossesses. Daniels on the run out with the ball. Again, just times where I miss having a dual-footed inside forward, so that they can function as a winger when they need to and present threats from both sides of the net. Sessegnon, I like it. Jeffrey, and there it is. Jeffrey Santos with his 9th goal of the year, assisted by Steven Sessegnon. The old Ivory Coast by way of England to Cape Verde Islands connection. That's a regular one, right, folks? That's entirely normal and natural. Common in international football that those countries get linked up like that. Sama to Hamidi, to Sessegnon, into Daniels, up to Isa, Jim. Sessegnon on the run out again. Gets it to Santos. Unfortunately, plays it off as a defender. Ball going the other way, but Yusuf does a good job of stepping in and dispossessing. Sessegnon protects it and gets back to Yusuf. Okay, lumps it all the way back to keeper. Babangida is paying attention and is in good position to redistribute up to Kasama. I am going to have to refresh myself on various countries of where my players are from. It's all gets a bit muddled at times. I think Hamidi's Algerian. I really hope he is. Hamidi is Belgian, but of Algerian descent, I believe. Kasama, since he operates under a Spanish flag, Kasama's from the Gambia. That's it. Playing guessing games. Bennett Isa is South African. Theo Jim is, I think, the Democratic Republic of the Congo? Oh, no. That's where we got him, but he's from the Central African Republic. See, it's just so much to think about. Ball play to Santos. I like the thought playing it over Daniels. I think if that pass had been completed, we'd be looking at another goal. Unfortunately, then Daniels' pass, much less good. Boots it long. Sessegnon, having a good day, comes away with it and plays it into Hamidi. Up to Isa, to Yusuf. Daniels, beautiful ping-ponging around. Outer side of Kone with the run out. Good job from the wing back just to get his foot in as Kone was taking the shot. Kone does a terrible job finding space to cross the ball for a center. And we'll take it to halftime with that 1-0 lead. We certainly have dominated, and Kiev has not found the opportunity to even get a shot on frame, or a shot at all. Keep it up, boys. That is what we want to see. What we also want to see is someone who isn't Inter winning the match between Inter and Bayern. Kone does a poor job against the possession, but Yaremchuk doesn't do a good job possessing the ball, and it gets lost. Could not pause it there quick enough to take a look at the live action, the live results, as they were. Kasama to Yusuf, to Hamidi. Hamidi up to Issa, Yusuf. Jim out to Kone. Yusuf playing it forward. Chad Daniels. Bit slow. Didn't get to create space there. There we are. Okay. The Bayern Inter match isn't till later tonight. Fine. Be that way. %69% possession for our boys in blue. Nice. Unfortunately, the ball is going the white way for once. Oliveira plays it back to Vitio. Oliveira, first shot, but not a very good one, thankfully. That was a little more dangerous. If I... Oof. Okay, can we mark Oliveira there, please? Cessignon, that's on you, buddy. Ball split to airside to Kone, plays it back to Sammy. Sammy over to Kasama. Kasama plays it to Hamidi. There we are. Bringing it up himself. Then plays it to Issa. Turns. Daniels. Cross court. Cross pitch to Kone. Kone does a bit of a run to Sammy. To Jim. I mean, it's reasonably effective movement of the ball, but I feel like they're being a little more cute than I'd like. Daniels, there we are, beautiful. Daniels to Santos. Hopefully Santos kept himself onside and surged with the ball into a onside position, though he is not Surge. Surge is the backup striker. Another Kone. Cessignon, yes, that is certainly a good cause. We would like to have Cessignon available for the Inter match, so we will be looking to pull him off here very shortly. Oliveira plays it short to Kovalets and then back to Oliveira. Luckily we did get defenders on him. Yusuf, little danger. Are we reviewing this for a penalty, really? Yeah, this isn't a penalty. This was outside the box. Pay attention. You phony Oliveira. Apparently it was a penalty, unfortunately, and this is a dangerous spot. Back post. Ooh, a bunch of traffic. Thank goodness. Okay, let's make that and a new substitution. We don't need Cessignon picking up that yellow card in the junk time between when we would usually make the sub and now. Issa is tiring. So yeah, Gabua, perfect. And we will then run the clock and keep an eye on who else could use a sub. Ball's played to Kasama, plays it back to Babangida. Babangida launches it forward. I found a very, very, very good youth left back for, unfortunately, they're in the Barcelona program, so he is not willing to move at this time and probably won't be until he's about 18. But hopefully Barcelona gets stacked up at left back and he won't think he's seeing any playing time. He'll be willing to come to us to see the pitch, the regular pitch, at which point we will start rotating him in with Sammy and eventually moving in. He does have Spanish first nationality. I'd have to check on what his second nationality is, so very happy with that. He's theoretically the left back of the future if this save takes another 3 years. Hamidi could use a break. Kone could use a break. We are really short of left wings. So let's let Kone run it out, and we'll play Matsima back in for Hamidi. So yeah, theoretically we have, our wingbacks of the future between Quadri Ekong in our system at right back and this kid I've scouted that I want at left back from Barcelona. If we can get him at some point when he's still on the current contract he's on, it's just an $8 million release clause. Possibly for Santos, going to get no hat trick for Santos. So that would be a very favorable number for a player we think is going to be a starter. So hopefully they are slow to realize that he needs a new contract. James Bassey, would love to see him fit in at center, at defensive midfielder, ball forward. Yes, beautiful. That is what we want to see from Theo Jim, surging out of that center midfield position up into the box, presenting a threat, and taking advantage of center backs who are like, oh, we got to worry about Jeffrey Santos, but then boom, suddenly Theo Jim is here. Everything flows right to our right, their left, the defender's left with the ball, and Jim just beautiful runs. Exactly what we want to see. Partially / exactly what the system is designed to do. This will get us back to, wow, Genk was beating Real Madrid, but I just saw that Real Madrid put up a goal there in the 88th minute. So that's unfortunate. Are we supposed to... fine, give one back. I was about to say, are we supposed to be rooting for Real Madrid in the Champions League? Does it help our overall nation coefficient? It's not like we're gonna lose our number of spots because we're in La Liga. I don't think we're gonna get deposed by Serie A or Serie Un. Liga Un or the Bundesliga for the spots, since it's only the top 4 teams that get the optimal number of Champions League spots. But I certainly don't need to see more money going to Real Madrid or Barcelona, since I have to compete against them in that money. Dovbyk is having a talking to, and it looks like it'll just be a talking to, no card. Doesn't really matter to us. Ananu picked up a yellow card on the right back position. If Sessignon had been in, maybe it would have been his yellow card, so definitely glad we pulled him out. Ball's played long for Santos, but doesn't really have the feet to get under it. Just a head, but whatever. We've seen enough. And we get the first result that we need. So yeah, I hadn't been seeing that recently. So yeah, okay. It doesn't contain the new results. Another $3 million. Kudos to Santos. Send the assistant to talk to the press. The press is unimportant. And Bayern Inter 0-0 draw. Theo Jim wants a new contract. Signed through 2033. He definitely deserves a new contract. He's making $370K a year. He's worth so much more than that. Though we are technically deep at center midfield, though it lists Ahmed Sami there, and he's obviously the full-time left back. Gaibo is much older. I don't actually believe Mortala is this good. Certainly his career, his average rating has never been close to, that, while Theo Jim here, he is from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, right. Is he? Whoa, how did that happen? He has 5 caps for the Democratic Republic of the Congo, but has 8 caps for the Central African Republic. What happened there? You're not just allowed to change all willy-nilly, right? He's apparently eligible for both, but anyways. Yeah, so Theo Gem, on the other hand, as opposed to Mortal Cell, posts 7.15s and 7.14s. Like, it's worlds apart. So I'm not going to bother showing you the contract negotiations. He's going to get a new contract. This is one of the guys I'm paying. He's 19. He got full potential. He's great already. We don't want him upset, and he has a $68 million release clause. That's only going up. If someone wants him to buy him from us, then they will have to pay us out the nose. I'm showing you a saving screen because I'm an idiot who is very rank amateur when it comes to doing content. How is Inter qualified? Rules. Results between teams. Goal difference. Goals scored. Malia, 1-0 over Inter. We win, we go to 10 points. Inter's on 10 points. We've won, so we at least pick up one more goal in difference, so we have at least a 2-goal difference over Inter. Sorry, dead air. I'm terribly confused. Obviously, Bayern plays Kiev. We'd like to get them out of the equation because it gets more complicated if it's a three-way mess. If Kiev somehow beats them, but I don't anticipate that happening. So Bayern should move through with at least a point, and then we just need a win. So it looks like we're gonna have two videos here pretty quick, back to back. Here's reality. The Inter match, I will need to get through games of Huesca, Espanyol, and Real Madrid. And then I will be back with recording this match against Inter. And hopefully we can figure out what's going on. Hopefully we get the win we need. That's the big first part. So if you can tell me what you see that says there's a reason for them to be qualified, I'd appreciate it. Maybe Q means they've qualified at least for Europa League play, which is true. They have. But so have I at this point. So, we'll figure it out together. Anyways, thanks so much for joining me. Don't hesitate to speak up if you see anything you want to say. I definitely love hearing from you. Other than that, I hope you have a very lovely day, and we'll be catching up soon with that Inter match. Have a nice night.